This is ABC15 Mornings.
A tough month ahead.
Omicron is almost definitely going to be completely dominant in the next few weeks regardless.
The pandemic not slowing down as we head into 2022.
Canceling more bowl games.
We faced a really incredibly disappointing and frustrating decision.
COVID already hit Tucson. Could the Fiesta Bowl be in jeopardy?
Predicting the car market.
Then hopefully prices will start to go down and maybe consumers will start seeing more incentives even.
Will it be more affordable to find and buy a vehicle next year?
A larger-than-life personality.
The guy here is pointing to this, and if he takes this and dumps it on that, he'll be the player of the game.
Today, the world remembers John Madden.
Tough news to wake up to this morning, for sure. Such a legend. We'll be talking more about that here momentarily, but we do want to talk about what's happening maybe outside your window, your rain, right? Your car, maybe the lawn are going to be a little wet this morning, depending on where you are here in Arizona. The Valley getting another round of rain.
And this is what things looked like in the high country. Our viewer Tammy sending us this video. Thank you, Tammy. This is from the Heber Overgard area.
Boy,
that's like
thick.
coming down. Yeah.
Tough visibility. Want to turn you over here to our meteorologist, Jorge Torres, for a look at your forecast.
Yeah, look at warp speed with that image coming in from Heber Overgarden. Still tracking a few snow showers in parts of the high country this morning and some rain in Pinal County. Not so much here in the valley starting off this Wednesday morning. As we zoom in toward Picacho Peak and the Kearney area, just some light to moderate shower activity and still some snow there in the Pinal Mountains there of southern portions of Gila County. That will be on again, off again through at least 8 o'clock this morning. And notice up in the high country, we're not done yet with the light snow impacting areas along the 17. Just north of Camp Verde out toward Munns Park and moving out toward the Flagstaff area, and even along 89A just north of Sedona around the Oak Creek Canyon area and up toward Flagstaff. That will be again on again, off again for the rest of the morning. Right now in Phoenix, it is cloudy, but it is cool. Temperatures in the upper 40s, and the forecast showing the chance of rain today. Still in the forecast, only about 10 to 20%. Otherwise partly cloudy with highs in the mid 50s. But we're not done yet with the rain chances, especially for New Year's Eve. So I'll talk about that in a moment. But first, I'll check out those morning roads with Megan Thompson. Good morning, Megan.
Good morning, Jorge. It has been busy out there on this Wednesday morning as we get a check of traffic sponsored by Accident Law Group. Here is this heads up for you. So I-10 westbound, the on-ramp at 43rd Avenue, we have some flashing lights off to the left, a crash there. So if you want to avoid all of that slowdown there, 51st Avenue or 35th Avenue are your alternates to get onto the I-10 westbound. I-10 westbound, the entry ramp from the 51 southbound is just partially blocked due to a crash. In the 51 southbound at 20th Street, we have a crash. Zooming over to the I-17 northbound near Glendale Avenue, crash reported, but your traffic flows still look good. And one on the Loop 101, Pima northbound there near 90th Street. I did just watch that one be in the clearing stages. Just be prepared for any residual slowing in the area right now. That looks pretty good. Kaylee?
Okay, well, we are following some breaking news for you this morning, and this could slow down your morning ride depending on where you're waking up with us from this morning. Phoenix police investigating a deadly shooting near 19th Avenue and Camelback. This is right near the light rail.
That's where Jamie Warren is right now. Good morning, Jamie.
Hey, good morning, guys. So I can tell you that Phoenix police right now are investigating this as a deadly shooting. The mobile command scene unit is on scene. And if you take a look behind me, you'll see this dark colored car at the center of the intersection here off of 19th Avenue and Camelback. So I've counted at least 8 bullet holes in the driver's side window of this car. And Phoenix police have confirmed that one person is dead inside of this vehicle. We do have some video as well from overnight if we could pull that up. So this investigation started at around 2 o'clock this morning. No word yet, though, on what exactly unfolded here. We just know that one person was what appears to have been shot and killed inside of this car. We don't know if police are currently looking for a suspect, but we're hoping to get some answers in the coming hours. And if we can come back out live to us, I want to show you that you'll see the light rail here is now running. So according to Valley Metro, this stop is shut down. However, the train is going to continue to run. So you can't get on the light rail or off the light rail here at 19th Avenue and Camelback. But if you normally pass through this intersection by light rail, you will still be able to do so. The intersection itself, though, is shut down. And we know that this is a very busy intersection, especially as rush hour traffic starts to pick up. I'm not sure how many cars cars we're going to see out on the road this morning because of the holiday. But just know that if this intersection is part of your morning commute, you are going to have to find an alternate route. In the meantime, one person dead here at 19th Avenue in Camelback, and we're still working to get some answers from Phoenix Police, but we're going to update you throughout the morning as we learn more. For now, Kaylee, I'll go ahead and send things back to you.
This is one of those stories that just continues to unfold. Our Jamie Warren live. This morning, we are also working to get you information on another police investigation. Several officers in a neighborhood. This is near 7th Avenue in Rozier. In fact, we saw officers, our crews there, putting up crime tape around a home. This was actually originally called out as a home invasion, but we did see one person who was taken away to in an ambulance. We're hoping to get you an update before the end of the hour. Again, this is 7th Avenue at Rozier.
In the coming weeks after the holidays, health officials expect a lot of us to test positive for COVID-19. So if you end up having symptoms or have been exposed to someone who's tested positive, you should follow up with a PCR test. The CDC says the incubation period for the Omicron variant may only be 3 days, which is shorter than it was for the Delta or the original strain.
Means less opportunity for asymptomatic spread, ultimately a shorter duration of the disease in general. But this data is still based off of very few patients.
Well, this comes as the CDC is cutting back its estimate for Omicron cases in the U.S. The agency now says the variant makes up about 60% of new COVID infections. That previous estimate was over 70%.
It is 6:06. The CDC does continue to stress vaccines are your best protection against COVID-19. New for you this morning, the Pentagon is working, they say, on a universal vaccine that would cover any variant.
That's a tricky scientific challenge, and that's what the Department of Defense vaccine is trying to do.
At Walter Reed Army Institute of Research, a team has developed a COVID vaccine that mimics a portion of the coronavirus, the portion that remains consistent no matter how it mutates.
What the scientists look for is parts of the virus that, no matter which variant is out there, are what we call conserved. In other words, it's parts of the virus that are pretty much the same.
Early data does look promising. The next step, human trials.
And of course, it's a great leap from the laboratory bench into human beings.
If successful, the vaccine could offer protection from other SARS-related illnesses. And maybe one day, a similar approach could be taken against the flu.
People have been trying to develop a universal influenza vaccine for years. Same concept. Try to protect against that part of the virus, no matter which influenza virus shows up.
And a universal COVID vaccine would obviously have to go through, again, several rounds of human trials before the FDA could consider emergency use authorization. Well, we have seen some college bowl games and parties for New Year's Eve called off because of COVID-19 and this recent surge. But right now, local leaders, they're doing everything they can to keep these big events on the schedule. At the Phoenix Convention Center, nearly 70 conventions are on the books for 2022, excuse me. We could call it 2020U, right? Okay, the event's expected to draw more than 250,000 people, and they could bring in more than $400 million, a major boost to our economy here. Typically, event organizers, they're the ones who decide to cancel, but the convention center is doing what it can, they say, to keep everybody safer.
We talked about filtration system. We talked about the cleanliness of the space, but then also having enough space to allow for physical distancing.
In Scottsdale, we're told conferences and big events do make up roughly half of the revenue for resorts and hotels. So this is big.
So tonight, our Phoenix Suns will be back at the Footprint Center facing off against the Oklahoma City Thunder. Right now, it's unclear if head coach Monty Williams will actually be back on the sidelines. DeAndre Ayton and Jay Crowder, they're both expected to be out again because of those COVID health and safety protocols. All three, though, they missed Monday night's game against the Memphis Grizzlies. Under the NBA policy, anyone who tests positive but is asymptomatic has to isolate for 6 days and then meet other testing standards. So the Suns have not said if Williams, Crowder, or Ayton, if they have COVID. As for tonight's game, tip-off is at 7 o'clock.
6:09. Gilbert police, they're looking for two people they say broke into a school at least 4 times. The break-in's happening at American Leadership Academy, Gilbert North. This is the junior high school. The latest just 2 days before Christmas. Now, most of the damage, they tell us, is in the school gym and also in the cafeteria.
Did look like a food fight, but much worse. There were items that were smeared on the walls, items that were knocked over in the cafeteria.
Come on, right? Gilbert police are hoping to hear from anyone, maybe you, who might know something about these break-ins. The school is offering a $1,000 reward right now.
Next on ABC 15 Mornings, he is one of the longest serving leaders in the Senate. And today, Washington, D.C. paying tribute to Harry Reid and his political legacy.
Then a deadly suggestion. One mom left shocked after what Alexa said to her 10-year-old daughter.
Plus, good luck trying to find a deal. Prices for both used and new cars could be getting worse in the new year.
And taking you live outside, all of these cars out and about at this early 6:10 hour. This is the 51 and Cactus, where I'm seeing just a little bit of slowing through this stretch of the southbound lane. So we'll check your desert drive time before you head out the door coming up.
Hello, it's Captain Breck Smith here from Al Udeid Air Base, Qatar. I'd like to give a holiday shout out to my family, my wife Kimberly, my kids Sophie, Grant, Ellie, and Lincoln. Happy holidays and Happy New Year, and I'll see you soon.
Well, parts of the South are bracing for rain, hail, and possible tornadoes, with another round of severe weather on the way to that part of our country. And this is just weeks after the devastating tornadoes in Kentucky. The severe weather is expected to track south of the hardest hit areas in those storms, but any rain or wind really would likely hinder the cleanup efforts there right now. Flags at our nation's capital lowered today. This is all to honor the life and legacy of longtime Senator Harry Reid. The 82-year-old died yesterday after a 4-year fight with cancer. The Democrat represented Nevada for decades, including a stint as majority leader during the Obama administration, and the family says funeral arrangements will be announced in the days to come. The House committee investigating the January 6th riots at the Capitol has agreed to shield some records from the Trump administration, and it comes after the White House voiced concerns that some of the documents could compromise national security. And today, NASA engineers will continue the fragile process of unfurling a shade to protect the James Webb Telescope from the sun. NASA says the days-long process has to work to guarantee the telescope can function properly.
Car sales are expected to go up in 2022, and if you're one of the people thinking about getting a new ride, you may be wondering, what is the market going to be like? Well, experts at Edmunds say that prices will likely stay high for the first half of the year, but then car companies should be able to get more inventory.
That means if automakers can produce more vehicles next year, then hopefully prices will start to go down and maybe consumers will start seeing more incentives even.
But prices on used cars are expected to continue to go up. Another thing that we may see more of next year, build-to-order cars. Now, it's common in Europe, but it really hasn't caught on in the United States because most people here, they usually want their car immediately. But since it's more difficult to find the car you want, some people may be fine with waiting for a build-to-order vehicle. New ways to personalize your ride. ADOT unveiling 15 new specialty license plates. This does include one for each branch of the military and Make-A-Wish Arizona. The cost is about $25 a year, and most of the money goes to nonprofits or organizations associated with that plate.
ABC 15 Desert Drive Time, sponsored by Accident Law Group.
If you're heading out the door right now, here's what you can expect. Good morning. I'm Megan Thompson, watching the roads. Overall, we have nice green conditions for you on this Wednesday morning. However, we are tracking a few alerts. And if you're traveling on the I-17 northbound near Glendale Avenue, you may notice a crash, some flashing lights in the area. Overall, though, those traffic flows, they do look good off the freeway. 2 other incidents, a crash between Grand Avenue and the 17, that's Indian School, and 29th Avenue. And then Camelback Road, the road is blocked at 19th Avenue due to a police investigation, a shooting that our Jamie Warren is live at right now. So your major alternates to just avoid this scene altogether would be to take the 17 or 7th Avenue, northbound or southbound, and then hop up to Bethany Home Road northbound or Indian School Road southbound for your commute. Now, this is also impacting light rail service in the area. So because of the shooting investigation, the light rail is actually going to bypass that 19th Avenue and Camelback station. So be prepared to find yourself a little bit of a alternate route if you're traveling on the light rail. It is in service, but bypassing that station. Your desert drive time on the I-10 eastbound from the 303 to the mini stack is right around 20 minutes, 11 minutes on the 17, and the 51 from the 101 to the mini stack is checking in at 13 minutes. Now it's time for a check of that most accurate forecast, and for that, we turn to meteorologist Jorge Torres.
Thanks, Megan. Time right now is 6:18, and we are talking about what could be a very eventful next couple of days as far as rain and snow across Arizona. In fact, it was eventful last night here in the valley with rainfall amounts anywhere from a few hundreds there in Ahwatukee and Gilbert, for example, to as high as 0.35, more than a third of an inch in Fountain Hills and Cave Creek, officially 0.13 at Sky Harbor since last night and this morning. And look at the snowfall so far. Up in the high country, Snowbowl receiving 13 inches of snow just with this storm. Flagstaff 9 inches there at Pine Top Lakeside, 5.5, and same, or actually 2 inches shorter than that there at Washington Park in Gila County. But we're not done yet with the snow. Here's a look at Desert Doppler. Still some lingering snow showers up around Flagstaff and in portions of Coconino County, and some lingering shower activity in portions of Pinal County from Picacho Peak all the way toward Kearney, and some snow as you head toward the Pinals there of southern Gila County, where we do have a winter weather advisory in effect until 8 o'clock this morning, but then the potential for more snow and rain returns to the state later on today. Here's a look at the forecast in a moment, but here's a look at the current temperatures. 25 in Flagstaff, 29 in Heber, 30 in Shoalo, and 48 here in the Phoenix Metro. Now here's a look at the forecast for the next couple of days, starting with tomorrow evening into Friday morning. New Year's Eve could be a soggy one across the state, kind of a repeat of our forecast from Christmas Eve just a week ago, and then the storm should begin to exit the state right around midnight New Year's Day, and then drying out for the holiday weekend. So as far as the breakdown of your forecast for New Year's Eve, rainfall amounts in the valley as of now appear to be anywhere from ½ an inch to 3/4 of an inch of rain. In the high country, 5 to 10 inches of snow above 6,000 feet. This includes places like Flagstaff, but of course the forecast will change from now until then. Either way, prepare for what could be a soggy New Year's Eve statewide. 7-day forecast showing those temperatures in the valley staying in the 50s and 60s with lows in the 40s and 50s with the best chance of rain again New Year's Eve. Snow in the high country looking very promising once again for the next several days, and then quite a cool down for the weekend with highs in the 20s on Saturday and lows as cold as 5 degrees early Sunday morning.
Well, fun for families, kids of all ages. At 6:25, the world's largest bounce park lands on your bulletin board.
And 5 games canceled and counting. College bowl games continue to get sidelined. At 6:37, are more in jeopardy this week.
At 6:50, the housing market continues to boom, with Phoenix remaining the hottest city in the entire nation. We'll talk more about that, too.
A Minnesota mom is voicing her concerns, claiming her Amazon Alexa encouraged her 10-year-old daughter to try a deadly TikTok challenge.
It actually told her to do was to plug a phone charger partway in and then touch the exposed palms with a penny.
Okay, it is called the Outlet Challenge, and safety experts say that this is a really good reminder for parents to check the controls on any smart devices.
Before you let your child play with this amazing piece of intelligent tech, whatever it is, research what parental controls exist for that device, figure out how to implement them, then plug it in, then set it up, then let them play, knowing that you have some peace of mind.
Well, Amazon responding to the story saying as soon as it became aware of that error, it quickly fixed it.
Okay, that is terrifying, right? Oh my gosh. Okay, it's 6:24. If you're hoping maybe to take your kids to the world's biggest bounce park, maybe it's date night for you.
you're running out of time. Want to show you a look here at the bulletin board. Fun Box is what it's called, and it's going to be leaving Chandler Fashion Center in a couple weeks. There are more than 25,000 square feet of jump zones, all set up. This looks awesome.
This is amazing.
In the west parking lot. Now you can jump for 2 hours. 2 hours. Call it a workout, if you will, for $26. Fun Box is open Friday, Saturday, and Sunday through the middle of January. They're going to close things down the 15th of January. The owners say if demand remains strong, they're going to open, maybe they're going to be open to keeping it up and running into February. Right now it's scheduled, though, to head to Sacramento after Chandler. Bounce while you can. That's today's bulletin board.
That's amazing. I want to do that.
Let's go.
Well, Christmas may be over, but Mariah Carey is still getting some gifts. Girl is holding on tight. Her song, All I Want for Christmas Is You, is topping the Billboard Hot 100 singles charts again.
I don't know about you. I love this song. It's just not Christmas until they play it.
Isn't it just getting a touch old?
Nope. Keep playing it. That's how I feel. Sorry.
She's just raking in the money every time you play it.
So since the chart is technically dated for January 1st, it makes it #1 in 2022, which would be a 4th straight year. The song has hit #1. No song has ever been #1 in 4 different years in the past. Queen.
Okay. I just skipped. Next. Next at 6:30, the finish line for the NFL season is about a month away, but the league is facing more disruptions than ever.
And getting worse before it does get better. Should we expect to start paying $4 a gallon for gas next year?
And breaking overnight, police are investigating a deadly shooting at the center of this Phoenix intersection. We're going to have the very latest on this investigation.
As one storm moves out, another one will take its place just in time for New Year's Eve. It could be a soggy one. We'll talk more about that in your Super 7-Day forecast.